Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we are doing, what is it called? What is on the tip of my tongue? I believe it is Freddy, Funtime Freddy. Funtime Freddy X gender neutral listener being treated bad by staff. So, being mistreated by staff. So, that is what we're going to do. Anyways, let's get on to this. Disclaimer: Funtime Freddy is not Yandere canon. This is just for fun and not to be taken seriously at all. Simping for fictional characters and Yanderes is fine. Just do not be illegal or gross about it. You know who you are, you dirty flaky biscuits. Yanderes are not ideal partners to have in real life. Also remember to separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon and all that good stuff. Also, disclaimer number 2 that this is sentient / sapient Funtime Freddy, where he has a soul, does not have any children's souls in him, and he's basically an AI that has become sentient and self-aware of his consciousness and has his own feelings and can feel and such. That is what we're doing. Now, let's get on to business. You were working at the underground service for the Funtime animatronics. You ended up working as Funtime Freddy's handler, so you had to work with him a lot, and you had a good time with him pretty much all the time. It was pretty good. What you did not have a good time with was the staff. The staff personally didn't like you, and you had a really hard time being with them. They even mistreated you, giving you more work than you could handle, and also being very petty high school stuff. Like, it was really ridiculous. Like today, you were working on Funtime Freddy, cleaning him up, and suddenly someone kicked the bucket of chemicals and water over onto your feet, and you winced as it seeped into your shoes and started giving you slight chemical burns. You cried out and stumbled back, falling over and hitting your head on the ground. You winced, and Funtime Freddy got worried and helped you up, getting your shoes off and dumping regular cold water on your feet to help with ease get the chemicals off so it didn't eat at any more way of your skin. The staff laughed and left you and Funtime Freddy. Do they do that often? Funtime Freddy asks you as he dries your foot the best he can and also gets bandages for it. It's fine, Funtime Freddy. I'm fine, you say to him, but you really weren't. You were in a really bad situation with your coworkers, and honestly, this was assault. You, of course, didn't have the guts to stand up for yourself and didn't want to cause any issues with the other staff members, so you were keeping silent for now. Funtime Freddy, of course, did not like this. So after he got you bandaged up, you finished cleaning him up, and you left wincing as your feet hurt really, really bad. And it felt like they were bleeding, to be honest. You were in immense pain. Funtime Freddy, of course, did not take this lightly. And once you had left for the day and the staff was still there, he walks up behind them and bashes their heads into the wall, repeatedly saying, "You do not touch her," over and over and over until their heads were nothing but a paste. He then got rid of the body's dissolvent in chemicals that were stronger than the ones that they used on you. That was 2 down. There was one more person left to go, as he had watched the cameras and saw the leader of them had been hitting on you and also shoving you against the lockers and trying to kiss you in the staff area. He did not take lightly to that. So he got the address of this person and left the facility without permission. He walked through the streets going to your main tormentor's home. He walks into the home after breaking down the door. The man got up and looked at him. "Freddy?" he asks, confused, and Funtime Freddy punches him and knocks him out before dragging him to his garage and tying him to the ground. He then looked at the main bully with his intense eyes looking down at him. "What the hell are you doing, Funtime Freddy?" he screams at him. Shocked by the way Funtime Freddy was acting. "You touched who is mine," he says, and he looks at him confused. "Who the hell are you talking about?" "Your name," he said. Funtime Freddy says, and his eyes widen. "What about that witch with a B?" he says, and the Funtime Freddy steps onto his foot, crushing it, making the man scream out in pain. Luckily, the man lived with almost no neighbors, so no one would be able to come and help him. You touched her. She is mine, he says, and then goes to break in his legs one by one, stomping on them and crushing the bones to dust. He was brutal with this, and he was not going to stop until he was taken care of, slowly breaking each limb, but making sure that he stayed alive through it all. And then finally, after his body had been beaten and battered and he was starting to lose consciousness, Funtime Freddy crushes his head beneath his foot. He then leaves the body there, goes back to the facility, and goes back into rest mode. The next day, you are brought in, and you see that none of your coworkers are there. You wonder what was going on, and then you were uh, directed to the police officer that was there as well, and he asked you if you knew what happened. You, of course, didn't. That two people have been reported missing. The two tormentors that Freddy had bashed their heads in, and the main tormentor has been found unalived at his home, crushed to death. Your eyes widen in horror. You do not know who would have the strength or power to do that, but part of you was happy you would no longer be tormented at work. You went to Funtime Freddy and smiled at him. I went to the hospital the other day, you tell him. They gave me some painkillers, so it'll be easier to work with you. We got to work on resetting some of your knots and bolts. He nodded his head, and that's when you found it. Slight blood remains of blood on his feet. You froze, and the images that rushed through your head. Funtime Freddy had unalived them. He unalived them, and you knew it, and he knew that you knew. You look up at him from your kneeling position, and he holds a finger to his lips, telling you to keep quiet. You nodded your head and washed away the evidence. You didn't want to end up like the others, but you also knew that Funtime Freddy did it for you, and you were slightly grateful, but also very terrified of how powerful Funtime Freddy is. You continue working, and Funtime Freddy smiled at you. I will always protect you, your name, he says. You are mine. You freeze at that, but nodded your head. Yes, Funtime Freddy, you agree with him, and continue cleaning him up and setting his bolts. You knew you were now trapped. Even if you were to get away from him, he would find you, and he would never, ever let you go. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. If you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and I will do my best to do it. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this again. And yes, this is Funtime Freddy's scenario and stuff. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Again, I keep repeating myself. And if you want to see anything else for Spooky Month, I do have a whole list that goes up to 47 different ideas. I have done now like 5, 6, 7, 8 of them now, so or 8 or more, probably maybe closer to 11, but I don't know. But anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and I hope that you all are having a great spooky season, and spooky season will go all the way through November 30th. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro, a baseball bat. Welcome to the secret outro, and the secret outro question of the day is, if you were in this situation and you found out that Funtime Freddy had unalived people for you, would you have kept quiet, or would have you gone to the police and got the frick out of there? I probably would have kept quiet and then gone to the police and got the frick out of there. That's personally me, because self-preservation. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this, and if you would like to see more, comment below what you like to see, and stay sexy, always sexy muffins. Bye bye.